Welcome back, Sports Underground. Time to talk about the AFC picture. We touched on the NFC a little bit ago. I think you got three teams in the AFC. You've got the Ravens, you've got the Steelers, you have the Patriots. I know the Ravens have beaten the Steelers head-to-head twice. The Steelers have beaten the Patriots. Of the three, I like the makeup of the Steelers because no matter what the distraction, no matter what goes on around them, they just seem to come together and win. Through the injuries, through the Big Ben stuff, they win.
I said Steelers early this year. I'm wavering a little bit to the Patriots. Mm-hmm. I think they might be a little stronger on offense. They might be a little better coached, a little more experienced. That goes a long ways in the postseason, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It's too close. I mean, no one's really surprised that the Ravens, the Patriots, and the Steelers are the three top teams in the AFC. What I'm more surprised in a little bit is some of the mid-level teams in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the up-and-comers.
You're talking about the Cincinnati's, the Texans, those kind of teams?
Yep, and not only that, but the top-to-bottom Colts.
Well,
that.
Yeah, in the.
Did you expect them to be this bad?
Well, yeah, we did. When we sat and did our prediction, we said no Peyton Manning, they might not win a game. He could be, and seriously, I might have said this before, he should be the first man to win MVP without taking a snap. If you don't believe that this guy is the most important player to a franchise, in all my years of watching the NFL at least, you're missing the boat because obviously the Colts, you can tell year after year their talent level's diminished a little here, a little there. Without Peyton Manning, you can tell they're Vikings-like in their talent. They're really thin.
They fell off the face of the planet. They really did. Some of the teams I am surprised in, Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I was first to say they may not win a game without an experienced quarterback. They're doing real well. They might contend for a playoff spot.
They are right now.
Yep.
Defensively, I don't know how they've done it, if it's smoke and mirror, but defensively, they're as good as, not the Niners, but the next level of defense. They're as good as any team in the AFC, I know that for sure.
And look how they built their team through the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted some real good defensive players.
They did.
Every year I paid attention a little bit to their draft. They're coming up with some big names, and they're actually paying off for them.
They are. And now you get A.J. Green this year to stretch the field offensively. Dalton, the term game manager gets thrown around a little bit too much. But for a rookie quarterback coming in, he's in that Flacco, Matt Ryan mold of you're able to plug him in. Yep. He's not getting beat up like we talked about Ponder. He's staying on his feet. He's making just enough plays to win some games. Now, are they Steelers, Ravens good? I don't think so. But they were right in the game with both of those teams.
Right. How about some teams that their quarterback play are taking them in two different directions? How about the Jets and the Broncos?
The Jets and Mark Sanchez, you really got to question what's going on there. He looks like he's, I don't know if regressing is the word because I think we've both been in agreement. He's never been anyone that we've been fans of.
He's not good.
Yeah,
he's not good. I don't have anything to say much about him. He's not good.
And then you've got a touched by the hand of God guy, Tim Tebow. And I'll tell you what, folks, you got to give John Fox a lot of credit. There's a lot of coaches who it's my way or the highway. They found a way to retool that entire offense around one guy to make it work for him. And the things Tebow's doing, he's such a polarizing figure. Like him or not, you have to be impressed with what he's doing. He's 4-1 as a starter. And then the one loss was so ugly, I didn't think they were going to rebound from that beating they took from the Lions. I'm out of words to talk about how good Tebow is as a winner.
A couple things. I'm not a Florida fan.
No.
Denver, I could take or leave. It doesn't matter to me. I am so drawn to Tim Tebow. I like watching his every move, and I've become a fan of his, and I'm really glad that he is shoving it down the NFL's throat.
Oh, absolutely.
Every morning on ESPN, they're talking about how bad of a quarterback he is, how bad mechanics he is. He's not going to have a future in this league. Everything like that. Mm-hmm. Good for you, Tim Tebow. Good for you. Good for you. Take this team to the playoffs and show them.
Oh, absolutely.
This team was supposed to get the #1 draft pick next year. This team was talking about getting Andrew Luck to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Well, without Tebow on the team, they still probably only have one win.
Possibly.
But
possibly, yeah.
The read option offense they're running, you saw it in Florida. Everyone knew he wasn't that great at Florida. But I tell you what, he runs this offense to a T-bone. Get a T-bone. He's obviously a great leader. Everyone on that team Eric Decker, who didn't catch a pass against the Jets. Those kind of guys say, we love Tim Tebow, we want him on our team. If they believe in him and they're getting one ball thrown their way a night, that tells you the guy's got to be pretty damn good.
Is that kind of the Packers syndrome, where they just play a little harder for a guy, or they just get the most out of their players when he's on the field? Because I saw it too. I think the same thing. I think that Denver team plays harder for Tim Tebow.
I think so too, because look at the end of the Jets game. Someone had to make them believe they had a chance. They didn't move the ball the entire game. All of a sudden, you're set up on the 5-yard line. You've got to go 95 yards, and all of a sudden, it looks like they've been marching up and down the field for 5 games because Tebow just right down the field they go. You've got to believe in a guy who's been there before and done it. He can't feel pressure because, I'm sorry, Bronco football fans, there had to be a lot more pressure at Florida than there is for the Broncos right now.
When he was at Florida, I just always said he had a horseshoe up his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to believe the guy might be pretty good.
He might be, and now he's not. And that's the problem. Everything's got to fit into a mold for the people and ESPN and those kind of guys. Yeah. If you're not the next Tom Brady or the next Peyton Manning, they don't want to talk about you.
He's not gonna throw for 300 yards probably ever in his career.
He did last year.
I'm just saying.
But I know. The offense is set up now.
He's not gonna average.
No, he's not. He's not even going to average 225 probably.
No.
But I'll tell you what, when you need the play to be made, he completes 2 passes 2 weeks ago. One of them's for a touchdown that they needed to win the game. The Dolphins, they're dead to rights against the Dolphins, and all of a sudden 2 drives in the fourth quarter, that's the points they need, they win the game. And I don't want to waste too much time here beating the Tebow horse, but yeah, absolutely amazed at what that team is doing. Defensively, Elvis Dumerville, just on a side note, welcome back to the NFL. That guy's really had a great comeback year, and I think Denver's defense obviously making Tebow look a little better, but when you control the ball and you're not, like Kyle Orton, they were slinging it all over the field. Defense is on the field a lot for them. And
looks like Von Miller's a real deal too.
It really does.
Some other teams in that division, how about the Chiefs? Or, the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chiefs, unfortunately, lost a lot of players early in the season, and I think they're a better team than what they...
I don't know if they're a much better team than what they were, but yeah, losing Jamal Charles is hurting them, obviously. Now losing Matt Castle, you have no shot with Tyler Palko as your quarterback.
How about Eric Berry?
Yeah, that's huge in the back end, you're right. But the Chargers, talk about a team that has fallen to the face of the earth. Phillip Rivers looks like he forgot how to play quarterback. And I know he thinks he has to do it all on his own. He's got Mike Tolbert. He's got Ryan Matthews. He has Vincent Jackson, Antonio Gates. I think he's kind of gone overboard on thinking it's all his job to fit balls into tight spaces. And I don't know if they win more than 2 or 3 games the rest of the year.
It's going to be tough for him.
And I think Norv Turner's done. You want to talk about a coach in the hot seat, I think he's done.
They seem overmatched. Usually a team that gets hot towards the end of the year, I don't see it coming.
No, I don't either. Usually they have this swoon early in the year and rebound. You don't see many teams start off good, fall apart, puke and rally, and come back and make it to the playoffs. I think they're done. The Raiders, another surprising team. They pick up Carson Palmer, who looked like for the first couple of weeks he might have forgotten to play quarterback, but all of a sudden you see him make some plays down the field. Those young, speedy receivers they have. The running game, put the ball in Michael Bush's hands. When McFadden comes back, put it in his hands. Control the clock. Let Palmer make a few plays for you. They have a shot. I don't know if they're going to, get to the AFC Championship game. They might win a home playoff game though.
Yep. But what a confusing team to figure out. Where are they going? Are they going up or down?
But we're in such a world right now where we're week to week. 1 week we look and say, well, Pittsburgh's done. They just lost to the Ravens. They're done. Also, the Ravens go to Seattle. They lose. Oh, the Ravens are done. No one looks at the big picture anymore. And the big picture is, beginning of the year, it was Patriots, it was Steelers, it was Ravens. And right now, it's still those teams. The Texans tried to creep their way in that conversation, but losing Schaub
and losing Andre Johnson for a majority of the season might prove to hurt them. Mm-hmm. And boy, that hamstring sounds like it's hard to come back from.
I agree.
Who's to say he doesn't come back for another quarter and re-injure it?
No, you're right. Those hamstrings are very, very tricky. Look at what's Chris Johnson. His hamstring injury, obviously, say what you want, the holdout, the little hamstring injury, that's hampered him, for a lot of the year.
Yep. Teams that are off to a hot start, like the Bills, all of a sudden they're fading. A team that's coming up a little bit, the Dolphins.
Hey, congratulations. Thanks for playing some football and trying not to get in the luck sweepstakes. You're right about them. So, kind of closing on the AFC talk here a little bit. You've got Steelers, you've got Ravens, you've got Patriots. Give me one team that comes out of the AFC.
I initially said the Steelers. I'm going to say the Patriots. They're just too well built.
And I am going to stick with the Steelers. So there's our AFC picks. Steelers and Patriots. head-to-head showdown coming soon. We'll be right back with a new game right here in Sports Underground.